Hello there everyone, it is Unreal Coding here, and we are back at it again at Playtime with Percy's, though this will not be your regular video. This will instead be a tutorial on all the characters, including the techniques and other type of stuff I do. Since I put up a poll and some people voted, I decided I shall do all of the characters, and I pressed the wrong button. Give me 1 second. I didn't get this before.
This is just great. My one chance to be someone's pal just had to have been that guy. Now look at me. Just right back where I started. No matter. I'm sure someone dumb enough will snoop around. And then they'll see. They'll see I can be a good pal. Yeah. I'll just have to wait for the right moment.
That's pretty cool.
Eventually.
Little secret cutscene. I do like that. That was nice. Even though that was a misclick, that was pretty cool. Okay, so now I'm thinking about doing them as knights, since usually that's what happens. Actually, nah. Let's just do custom. I will teach you on each of the people here, and then all of these bozos here. Let's start up with Percy first. Let's just do Percy. This is going to probably be a long video with a lot of these. Okay, so within night 3, night 3, I think, when you meet Rowan in the slides, Percy will be available. What he does basically is every few minutes, or just after a second, every few seconds, he will start moving. Once he's right here, is when he'll start knocking. You have to lock it, since after five or so knocks, he'll just kill you. But beware, since if you lock it as he's knocking it will add on more. Charlie Cat is, well, basically. Actually, I'll demonstrate it. I'll put him up to 20 so it's a little faster. So, Charlie Cat, this guy. You don't really have to keep an eye on him on the cameras, since he's more of a noise person. But the thing about it is, when you're trying to multitask, looking at the cameras, or doing your pal Percy, you have to understand that he loves being watched. If you don't watch him, he gets upset, and the more he gets upset, he's basically that's when it's game over and he's gonna kill you. Mother Moose is the opposite of that. Mother Moose likes a hard worker. If she sees you slacking, she won't take it kindly. She moves around the cameras, but what I'm noticing is that they either go at 5 to 3 or 2, or they go maybe to 6, but afterwards 3 or 2 they go to 6. Then either 1 or 4. You'll hear that little vent noise, and that's when she'll pop out. You have to be either on the pal Percy or the pal boy to avoid dying. She moves quick. Like, I don't even know where she is anymore. See? Way quick. But since we had our pal boy out, she didn't kill us, since she assumed we're working. Now, Farmer Felix is something else. Since Farmer Felix adds a whole new feature on night 2. This. Now, basically, in a nutshell, you hear those stompings? That's when he's coming. His eyes, which are kind of easy to see, will basically tell you which color to press. If it's red, red. Green, green. Yellow, blue. You get it. But also, you have to watch out, since on a another mode, aggressive, that's when it all goes wrong. Since unlike these bozos, aggressive only makes them faster, but these guys get a whole new rework. But only the original cast. Now we shall go to Rowan Rat. Okay, cool. So Rowan is going to start at 6, and when you hear that little rustling sound, that's when he's available. I suggest going on these cameras. On this, which is introduced on night 4 of the game, and it is introduced when Rowan is available. And when that does happen, basically that. So in a nutshell, he moves through whatever holes he has by that little crawling sound. It sounds like a snake's hissing, and it's either 1, 3, 4, or 1. 1, 2, 3, or 4. And if you let him stay at the same camera for too long, he will get you. When it says online scan in progress, go to that camera. Since in this mode there's not many people who will, bother you in the cameras besides Helios. But Rowan is your main concern. Since Helios is a loud type of person, Rowan is a silent. He's the only one who uses this type of method. But these shocks do send them back. They also knock them in the same position. But remember, once you hear that hissing sound that sounds like a snake, get to these cameras. Then after you do whatever, well, go to 1. Then you just do whatever else. It's like, hey, if he's there. He's not, okay. Check for a little bit. And then if it does, shock it. Depending on the night, depending on where you're at, you'll have a different amount of shocks. Between 40 and 20. And it's suggested to go through the night without having to use all of them. The playful poodles are different though. They are a band of misfits. They don't necessarily kill you, but they will assist in killing you. Alright, well, if you excuse Tit, whatever, she will hold this door open. If she holds it open for like 5 seconds, she'll hold it open completely. You can't do anything. And no matter if you have Percy on or off, he'll just start walking, and then break your neck. You can see him right here. Depending on their faces is when you have to strike. See, the right one is basically going to hold the door open. The middle one, which will have a very big and sharp toothy smile once it's active, will threaten to cut off your PAL. That being said, if you don't do the PAL within the time limit, it will explode and you won't be able to progress the night, which will basically end in a game over. That one on the very far left, he is a little tougher. You see, he goes to a random camera, and he doesn't move, he just stays there, but he hides behind little things. He hides behind this, he's just there, and he's just there. But the only problem with this is that I was wrong about Rowan, and there needed to be more people on the cameras, but they do make a squeak sound, so, I mean, that's a little nice. Okay, now, Sunny Sheep. Put her up to 20. Sunny Sheep, as we saw in the last video that I made, that she will basically stay just chilling right here. But is when she gets up, her mask will drop randomly. You have to pick it up and drag it back. Seems simple enough, right? Well, yes and no. You see, it will drop here, it will drop here, and it will drop here. You have to look around these 3 places. As if you don't, you'll die. You pick it up and drag it. By whatever means, don't drop it, since after you drop it, 9 times out of 10, you're probably dead. Now, Helios. This guy is the other one that we have to worry about, the amount of shockers we have. See that little prop? Doesn't look like anyone, right? Well, you're wrong. He is. He moves from 5 to 6. He'll be chilling with Rowan, or without, depending on wherever Rowan is, if you have him activated in the night. And it's very loud. That hee ha ha ha. Check the cameras. He hides in the bottom left. The bottom left he hides. Right here. And he camouflages as well since he's yellow. So it's even harder to know. But if you look around the corners of each of the screens, you will be able to find him. He always makes his entrance known. So let's do this one last time. Just as an introduction. After you hear that, check the cameras, and it boom. Remember, he's not always at the same spot. He's at different places, but he just liked that spot for the time being. Now, aggressive AI. Instead of showing you, I will tell you. Percy Boodle will attack the door once, but afterwards, he'll just stand there and then attack it twice. After he's done, he'll go back. Charlie Cat and Mother Moose both have silencers. They have new oil that makes their gears and their mechanics a little less noisy, which will make them very silent. They won't make noises in the vents. Farmer Felix is even worse than before. Even after we fixed him, he is still extremely colored. His eyes are colored. His eyes will change. He'll randomly switch off his current eye color. Which then you have to wait until he's like somewhere near the end. Can't do it at the beginning. Rowan. He's basically just supercharged. Someone gave him a monster energy, something like that, adrenaline, something. And now he's faster. He's more, athletic and way quicker. Now, we move on to the pal boss characters. Some people are stuck on, some people are not. I understand, since I was stuck on this at the same time. He was responsible for 20 of my deaths. We'll be going through each of these guys, and then we'll call it a night. After I teach all these. So let's start with our main antagonist, Pal. He will go 3 attacks. You see, in that attack, when these both screens are lit up, you have to search around the cameras, find the camera he's in, and then start circling back. You have to go to the last camera, though. It's kind of different, but his other attack is the cover. You have to pay attention. If you get it wrong, it's instant death. Let's say if he goes to 3, you have to check around the cameras to make it to the end of the cameras that you checked. Because if you don't, he'll just instantly kill you. There's another moment where he will walk up to this, but not this time. See, he's right here. 1, 2, 3, 4. You go to the camera, then you go, counterclockwise all the way, or clockwise, whatever. Just depends on which way you do it and wherever he is. On the last camera you check, he's where the item will be. You click on it, it's yellow, it's bright. Hear that thumping? That means he's here. Kinda works the same as Pal Percy with his 6 knocks. But afterwards, he will kill you if you let him bang on the door for too long. Now we go to Tom and Lanky. But he's not really a character necessarily. He's more of a a passive type of character. But in a nutshell, I'll give you a little worded tutorial that he will start growing out of your pal that you have in your hands. It's a special pal, so I guess he just found the host. And slowly but surely, if you don't feed him, don't pay attention to him, he'll begin to get angry. The more he gets angry, the more he gets more visible. His eyes will be higher, His arms that will be crossed behind his back will be revealed, and there will be 2 legs on the bottom of him. Doing a task will revert him back to his original state, but not completely, only partly. Tamaopti works like Helios, and I will show you. He always starts at 5. I mean, 5 is the best camera to stay in this mode, unless one of the poodle pals are here. Swap to him, look at him, then go back. Since 5 is where maybe all of them, especially this guy, he will kill that single shot. That single shocking noise means that he is available and ready to kill you. You see these little green buttons on the walls? Look around those buttons. If you do, you'll find him. One last time. See, he's right next to him. You basically find him and use a chakra on him. Then, he'll go back to Camp 5. He'll reset. Now, Tama Bruti. This is also one of the characters you don't need to keep an eye on. You could just work your way up passively, since Tama Bruti isn't really classified as a need to have a camera on him type of guy. He's more of a pay attention to him, or otherwise you're gonna die. But his starting point is... If he's on 4 or 1, that means he'll attack from either the right side or the left. If he's at 4, and he disappears, chances are there's going to be a bunch of them. What? Yeah, never mind. What did he do? Okay, but in a nutshell, if he's in 1, he'll attack from your left. If he's in 4, he'll attack from your right. I have a tip against him, is by taking off like one of your earmuffs, one of your ear plugins, whatever. If you take that off, one of your headsets, something like that, you'll be able to notice him a little bit quicker. Since, of course, if your left or right ear will make noise, then he's on the left or right. But if your other ear doesn't make noise and you feel like a bunch of vibrations, he's on either the right or left, depending on where you put your ear. The Tamarochis are one of these that suck. I'll show you. The Tamarochis are some of the bugs that will basically just crawl out of here. You can't do jack against them if they're not deployed. And deployed by meaning hanging on my face. See? Crawls around. You don't know when they're attacking, but you do know that to pick them up by just tapping them, you'll probably go away. But be careful about hunting swarms. Just do a little flick on them. Touch flick. Touch flick. Touch flick. Touch flick. And one last time. You see, what I like to do with Rochi is that if there's 1 on me, it's fine. If there's 2 on me, then I'm in caution. But if there's 3, I'm dead. 9 times out of 5, I'm dead. Now, let's check it out with the poodle pals. We'll put all these guys to 7 or so. So I can get this done with. Okay, now, customer. The poodles are a different type of poodle. See this guy? And that guy. Okay, so, basically, this little dude is harmless. Does not mean he will not make your life a living disgrace if you don't, choose to knock him flat. When I say that, if you let him roam for too long, his cameras will not click when the right ones. and your little Tamagotchi will start malfunctioning, going into different places. This guy right here, you just find him, and you'll notice it by how much the screen is being blacked out, or if you hear the laugh. He will basically just shut off both of these, and will disrupt your eyesight if you go off too long. She will continuously lock your things. Until you click on it, then she'll go away. You see, this Poodle Pal, otherwise known as Tim, Tab, whatever, he'll just go away on any of the 5 cameras, and he will just keep on messing with your vision. You have to go to him and stare at him for like a solid 2 seconds maybe. Once he's gone, then he's reset, and then you have enough time. This Poodle Pal will appear on one of the TVs, locking a tool. She'll lock all of them if you are not too careful. But of course, all you need to do is click her once and she's gone. The poodle that will jump off from the hole in the roof will basically just keep on messing with your games, start giving you analog stick troubles, and then, before you know it, you have stick drift. Which is a nutshell for saying he's just going to mess with your controls and make it harder to move. Polly Possum is, in a nutshell, Charlie the cat. Since Polly will appear from here. She has like 4 stages or so. This stage is when she's prowling. This stage, when she's getting ready. This stage is when she's known. This is her prowler stage. She will fully immerse herself. She'll start swinging, and you'll hear her boing noise, and she'll laugh. But afterwards, she'll laugh and go up. She'll laugh and go up back, and she'll say bye-bye. What are the sound cues you have to look out for? Truman. Truman is one of the passive characters, but not in the way you think. He's going to annoy you, but not physically, but mentally. He'll appear from either here, your pal boy, or your pal toy. And he'll do his ad. It's very loud. It's either from the left, right, bottom, or bottom. Find it, click on it. Seems easy enough, right? Well, that is where you're right. It is that easy. But of course, with the ever-growing mayhem of this mode, it could get very bad. But he's basically just a point-click type of character. Unless you allow him to be a little more than a point-click, he'll just stay there, and then start messing with you. If you don't see him on these screens, it's either your pal boy or your pal toy. Aggressive for this is just faster, stronger, better, and all that. The camera, which I should show you now, which I'm pretty certain I already explained, but just so I know, or just so you know, depending on the place you're at, which could be Pal Playhouse, which has only 5 cameras, or Percy's, which has 6. On 5, you could see Charlie the Cat, Mother Moose, and Helios. These are all the 3 main stage. You have to look out for them. If they're gone, that means they're moving. Yellow crafts. This is one of the holes where Helios or Rowan can go through. Rowan will appear here, Helios will appear here. Camera 3, red break room. Rowan will appear here, and then Helios will appear here. Camera 6 is where they're docile. This is Rowan's resting point, as well as Helios. Camera 4 is where you'll see mostly some of the times, well, actually on all the cameras, you'll see most of the main cast, besides the ones that are outside, out and about, or inside of your place. Rowan will appear from here, and then Helios will appear from either up here or also here. And on camera 1, Rowan will appear here, and Helios will appear somewhere up here. Now on the night where Rowan is, introduced, you get this. Like I said, if you see something motion scanning, go to that camera as a pre-fault. Then go back to this. Check it pre-awkwardly, but don't check it a bunch of times. Then once it's red and says detection found, go to it, shock it. Then go back to here and no more. Now, here is, well, let me waste the time. Cool. Here is where some of the other characters will reside. 5 is where the main playroom is, which I said, which will be Opti, Broody, Pal, and then sometimes the Poodle. 3 is going to be Poodle and the Poodle and Opti. 4 is going to be the Poodle and Opti. 1 Poodle Opti, 2 Poodle Opti. But sometimes it will be Broody that goes to 1, 2, 3, 4, depending on where he's going to attack. Now, the story, which I will basically say in a nutshell, that rankings are incredibly hard, and as a hint, or as a tip, once you complete the story and you achieve a rank that you like, don't do any more of these challenges, of these nights again. Since if you do it, it will soft lock you into the rank that you just get. Like, for an instance, before I got my S rank, I tried to do Friday again, even though I had an S. I did it, and it soft locked me, giving me an A. And the bare minimum that you can get to have an A is under 7 minutes. If you get under 7 minutes, you get an S. Anything above that is an A or below, which is why all these are nice and shiny and S, and they have this sticker. But anyway, if you like the sticker and you don't want your rank getting messed up with, don't touch these, but instead touch the custom hour. The campaign will basically reside with a secret cutscene apparently, but also, if you want to see the cutscenes but you don't want to do the whole thing, it's just bonuses, cutscenes. It'll be opening, halfway, preparing, and then the ending. It will not show the secret one, which is a bit interesting. This is where, oh my god. Well, seems like I'm right. I was right. He's mostly either up top or to the bottom, like left or right. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention Pal sometimes moves. Yeah, good try. Pal moves indefinitely, and he'll always change up what he wants. Just go to the counterclockwise or clockwise, and go to the last camera you've been in, and then get the little thing. Now, I've done both the pad, the PAL. Well, actually, I haven't. So I'm gonna do the PAL as our last tutorial. In this, it depends. Since if you have anger mode on, it will depend how many times you need to do it. You press the meat, it gets 3 bones. It's not the fastest one, but it's the second fastest. You fill the bowl. Just spam W and S key. You'll get 2. You get 1 for the feeding, 2 for the water, and you'll get a nice 3 for the ball. Of course, what I like to do is a little different. You see, I'll fill up the ball, pump in water. I'll fill up the ball again, will do both these two, since it will erupt and give us 5 points each time you do it. And if you do this, the meat one, it will basically give you a nice bonus. But what I've been getting to understand is if you wanna hardball it and go straight for the damn thing, you will get 11 points if you're correct. Yeah, 11 points. But the only problem is that is about 19 or so seconds, which will give them plenty of time to either Rowan to try to sneak up on you, or the cat or the moose to try to kill you. But that's what I like to do. I like to do this, that, and then this. It will erupt with 11 points total. Now, we go to this. You see, this pal, or Lanky, to be exact, is a little different. I like doing the same kind of pattern, but with a twist. You see, after I do the 3, the 2, the 3, the 2, I will then move on and do the 2 and the 1. And after I exhaust both the 2 and 1, I'll do the fish again. Depends on how you do it, which basically goes match up, which is just 3 squares. Boom. The fish, catch 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 fish. Catch 5 fish, exit the maze, and do the puzzle. Remember, it depends on where you started, and which way it is. If it's 2 interloping ways, you just go down here, right there. Boom, easy. This is a little difficult though. You could either try to start from one end and go to the other. Now after you catch 5 fish, it could be different, since if it's like this, you go from here to there. Then you'll get out of here. Do that. If you start from here, just do this, and that. What I like to do is press SD and, depending on the stage, SA. Since it will basically move to the left or right and go down simultaneously. So I could just do that. Sure, it drags up, but I mean, it's still faster than alternate. But that has been all of the secrets. Well, no, not secret, but that has been a mini tutorial on all of these guys. Their techniques, what they like to do, and what to do to counter them. I'm pretty certain anyway. Some of them are basic, others are very complicated. I've also explained the Pal Boy and the Pal Toy. And I've shown you where they are in the environments. But also, if you just want to see for yourself, you'll have to beat the campaign. Since after you beat the campaign, you'll get 3 options, bonuses, and then environments. These little symbols will either add a character or take a character away. And you'll see which person can be in which. Alright, so that has been a mini tutorial on this game, Playtime with Percy. Anywho, 5 out of 10, I will probably do the Percy's best friend or parasitic pals. Depends, since I'm gonna have to do a little training. I'm not gonna do the challenge, but I'm just gonna fiddle around with the characters, see what they do when they're mixed up with one another. Oh yeah, another tip, just as a last minute tip. If Mother Moose is available, or is like peeking from the vent, Charlie Cat and Percy Poodle will be deactivated. They don't want to mess with her, schedule. So, if you see Percy Poodle at the door and Mother Moose comes up, you're fine. Do a task or whatever, check the cameras. Charlie Cat does it, Percy Poodle and Charlie Cat will both try to team up on you, but it's pretty easy. You just hold the door, Percy goes away, you hold the door, and since you're not doing anything, you're looking at Charlie, he'll go away as well. Depending on aggressive, which will basically silent, knocks twice, changes color, or it's just faster. Alright, now for real, it's done. Anyway, this has been my mini tutorial on Playtime with Percy. It's the first time I'm doing it, so please, feedback is greatly appreciated. Anyways, this has been Unreal, signing off.